the Party Poker Premier League has expanded with a new tournament that seeks to find a more complete poker player. Our 12 players have won major titles and earned themselves millions of dollars, but now, for the first time, the results over 3 different games will determine who is the ultimate champion. Split into 2 groups, the second half of the field are currently in action playing their Omaha heat. Let's take a look at what's happened so far.
Last time, Group B sat down for Omaha. Andy Frankenberger was in the thick of the action. Oh no! He's pushed him in!
Call.
Yes.
And Frankenberger hasn't even hesitated.
Wow. I thought you had King 8 and can like fold the river there. Like.
Mike Sexton putting his double up card to good use.
A little foxy there. I'm trying to take advantage of us senior citizens. Just trying to rob me because I'm old.
Coming up, will Andrew Feldman extend his lead at the top of the table, or will the others close the gap?
It's hard to connect in poker.
Not when you have 4 cards.
I'm either going to look like an absolute genius or the biggest donk.
You'll look good or he'll look good, one or the other.
I just hope I look like the genius. Stop and go, man.
That is the trashiest, and I've played all day.
Can't imagine you could find a trashier winning that.
How do you like your spot, Andy?
I'm still crushing it.
Blinds going up to 5 and 10,000. Still 5 players in. Mizzi and Timoshenko, though, 16 and 17 blinds respectively, and they have to be very, very careful about getting knocked out. Both Mizzi and Timoshenko have to decide themselves what's good enough. Is it good enough to try and ladder up a little bit here, or do they need to get these chips in and still have a chance to win now? And that's a decision, right?
I think they should just play Omaha. Forget about the points, forget about the stack. You just have to play your best game, and it doesn't matter 5th or 4th. They have to win. They have to finish 1st or 2nd. So, you know, just play the best that you can and then do something about it if you have the chance.
I think
Absolutely.
Timoshenko is considering re-raising all in, should he?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I mean, not even a doubt here.
Not even
he has to go with his hand.
That's a fantastic hand for a short stack.
And he shouldn't be thinking about looking at a flop.
And we have the first all-in.
Yep.
So we do have an all-in for Timoshenko. Now, it's almost impossible, I think, that he can be mathematically eliminated if he gets knocked out here, because he still has the card in hand.
I don't think you are.
Well, not mathematically, but...
If there was no board, you'd be in front of the nines.
Wow.
Okay, flush draw,
Nice
no.
timing.
And now
Backdoor flush draw possibly for Feldman.
Feldman's
And a
gone.
5 or a 9.
But the nines are good right now.
No. That's
good. That is amazing. The 9s are actually holding.
Yeah,
up.
and Timoshenko's going to get knocked out unless he hits. He needs a 10, a queen, an ace, a 4. He hasn't
And he
got
doesn't. Yevgeniy Timoshenko, 5th place finisher.
He can hardly believe it.
Pretty sick way.
It does seem pretty sick, doesn't it? It didn't seem like he was going to get beat by 2 9s there, but he
Not
did.
that is a bad hand, 9-9-7-6, but that looks so good. The ace, queen, 10 for double suited.
I mean, that's because of that.
Pretty unlucky. Mizzi is happy.
At the last minute, Yevgeniy decided not to use his double-up card, and it's worked out for you because you still have it for the last heat. Talk to us about what you need to make sure you go through to the final.
Well, I don't quite know what I need to go through to the final. I definitely need to win, but depending on how this match goes, 2nd place might be enough as well.
For sure.
Now Feldman up to 2nd position, and for Sorel Mizzi, he's guaranteed to get 2 points, adding to the 2 he already has.
Not very good. He has to make a move.
I think you're right.
But that he can play a short stack, and you know, the only problem, the bad part about it that he has Mike Sexton that is the short stack, but still has 3.5 times what he has, and is very conservative. Frankenberger that is the ones that maybe a little bit less. He's quite calm. So here Sorel has to win like at least 2 or 3 hands too.
He does. I kind of have this feeling that Sorel should not only should
That's
he...
a nice hand. He's going to go all in this one.
You think so?
Yes.
Ace, queen, 6, deuce.
I was favored by the fact that I saw him grabbing chips, but truly, the ace, queen with a suit, and the fact that we are already at 10 blinds, he has almost 11 blinds.
You can fold him unless a double.
Wow, and Sexton just
I don't
passed
think he
2
can
queens.
fold that one.
How's Feldman's hand?
Up and go, man.
Pretty good.
It'll work. I've got to play this hand out.
Absolutely, he has to play it out.
I thought there were 3 clubs, but they're not. So.
Raise, all in.
I don't think how he could have folded.
Sorel's not too happy now. The fact that Sexton folded 2 queens here is gonna put Mizzi at a significant disadvantage.
Yeah.
He really needs an ace. He really
50-50 probably.
Yeah.
Oh, he had 2 queens?
Yeah, Mike folded 2 queens.
See, that's why it's a good isolation play. You can limp and then... Wow!
No way! That's the case queen.
And
that's the case queen.
And that's the ace. I mean.
And the ace. And
it's almost worse to hit the queen too, because then he gives
terrible.
the king to the other.
It's terrible. So it has to be a 10 or a king, or Feldman,
King?
or excuse me, or Mizzi will double up.
10 as well.
Yeah, 10 or a
6
king.
outs.
Nope. Double up.
Now, this is what Timoshenko couldn't do, but for Mizzi, this opens up a world of possibilities.
Changes everything. Sorel with 250 now is really a dangerous player.
It feels like the first significant pot Mizzi has won, not only at this table, but in the whole tournament, really.
Really?
Look at the leaderboard, though. 250. And not only does Mizzi need to ladder up a little bit, he has to have his eye on Sexton, I believe, Max. Because if he can knock Sexton out in 4th, now it's not going to be easy, but if he can, it's going to do a lot for his chances.
But I have to like get
If you think about the difference between knocking Sexton out in 4th and Frankenberger, because Sexton's getting the double points.
No, but everybody should think about knock out Sexton. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, right. Absolutely.
It's kind of the same situation that happened.
Right,
to me earlier.
Frankenberger has the same reasons to knock out Sexton. You're right.
Then second place in the last heat would do it.
Right.
Maybe even a third might do it for Frankenberger if he goes first or second in this one, because he has a double card, right?
Right.
It's a strange scenario. We're always thinking about it and reasoning because he evolves every hand. He evolves. I don't like this rewrite.
You don't like it? You don't like it?
No, I don't like this rewrite. It's not awful, but I don't like it. There's no reason to do that.
To 60,000.
Especially 60. At least make it 100. So you put people on a spot. Now 40, everybody's gonna call.
Should Mizzi, even Mizzi, should he be calling here? Just because he's got the weird cards?
Especially after the Feldman folded, because he knows that my Sexton might pass.
3 calls.
In fact, he calls.
And Mizzi being on the button is a beautiful spot.
Mike almost can fold because of the concept of harder for him, and he doesn't want to lose. He's playing for set value, Mike. The problem with tens when you set sometimes has a wrap. Someone has a wrap on you.
So you think Frankenberger's actually not too happy? He didn't squeeze enough.
He didn't squeeze enough.
This is nuts. This pot's 200K.
Yeah.
Who's in the worst spot of the 3?
9 right on the flop for Frankenberger.
And Feldman would have had jacks. So have that.
Wow.
Have that. Now Frankenberger looks like a genius. He would have gone broke. He would have gone broke here.
Unbelievable.
Pot.
Well, he did better this time.
He did.
6 bets, 200,000.
He bets his middle sets. He doesn't bet the top sets.
But doesn't Frankenberger look like aces right now?
I thought I'll give you 20 to 1. The hell call. He's too good of a player.
Oh, he's funny. I like 20 to 1. Luke Schwartz only ever gives me even money, so I like 20 to 1.
Yeah, you can bet up to 50 quid. No, 50 pence. He is really unlucky that he flopped a set.
Okay, I'll take. I'm taking my 20 to 1 for 50p.
That was gone. That was gone. That was gone.
That was gone when
Someone else took it. Pass. Pay up.
Oh, it's funny. And Frankenberger. And what an amazing hand, though, because
Yeah, that was a fun hand.
and interesting, right? That Frankenberger seriously could have gone broke there if he had
Not
just
broke because he has more chips than his opponent, but certainly wouldn't be happy to be the short stack.
Right.
He would have gave a nice 450,000 to Feldman.
Yeah, I would have beat you.
And for Mizzi, he still got the 190K.
Group B's match in this inaugural Premier League Mixed Game Championship continues after the break. Welcome back. Big names including WPT Player of the Year Andy Frankenberger, Sorel Mizzi, and Mike Sexton are in action in Group B's Omaha League match. Back over to your commentators Max Pescatori and Jesse May.
Blinds will be going up again. Max, how is 7 and 15,000? What's that going to change?
Well, that makes Sorel almost committed on a re-raise, of course, and my Sexton can still wait, Feldman can still wait. I mean, the action is going to be all on Mizzi, and Frankenberger should actually abuse a little bit Mike.
That's the key strategy thing that should be going on. If Mike puts chips in the pot, Frankenberger, from a strategy point of view, should be shadowing him or putting pressure on him.
Yeah, he should. And this can happen with many type of hands. I mean, he should not play bad hands against Mike, because if not, you risk to just give him chips, because Mike is not going to do anything foolish. So
now Feldman's raised this with a loose kind of raise, and Mizzi's called on the button.
Snap fold.
And Mike Sexton,
that's another good hand.
He re-raised pot. Now, what is this about?
He got tired of it.
Well,
I don't like this hand. That's the first hand that Mike actually is playing.
And what don't you like
badly.
about this?
Well, first of all, it's not that big of a hand, because you have the ace of heart. Second, the other player are trying to knock you out. This is unbelievable call.
You don't like the call?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think it's horrible. But the thing is, now he's going to call also.
Mizzi has to, this is Mizzi's chance, right? This is Mizzi's chance.
Right, but I don't think he's going to pot. I think he can call, and if he comes 2-2-5, he can just pass.
Mizzi's only got 200K here.
Right, right.
How do you like your spot, Andy?
That's a call, right?
You like your spot right now?
Wow.
Did you say what Mizzi? Mizzi said, how do you like your spot now, Frankenberger? And that's an important point. Frankenberger is making a lot of equity here by these guys playing a big pot.
Yeah, but Feldman is very difficult unless he hits spades to win. Wow.
All in?
And Mike's hit
Mike, very lucky. Very lucky.
That's just unbelievable.
That's a big noise.
This is terrible for him.
Probably expecting to get called on that board. But, nice hand.
I had no pair, no draw.
Obviously.
Mike Sexton with a big takedown. This
Massive. And you feel like that was pretty risky play.
It was probably the first play that he actually
Really? Yeah, we must have.
made a big mistake.
Now that Mike Sexton's got that sizable stack, he'll be textbook from here on out, expecting to get into this final reckoning in this heat. So Frankenberger in the dark sunglasses, still the chip leader by a good margin.
Water. I could go for some water.
That'll definitely be plenty for Sorel Mizzi, and we'll see if Mike has what he needs to take him on.
Yeah.
He's obviously going to be a little looser here, Max, because it's just small blind, big blind. Oh, he's got it. Kings versus queens.
All in pot.
All right.
This game
Not
goes
kings,
on.
No.
It's on.
Oh, spades too.
Spades?
Mizzi in good shape because, as they just said,
I know
his
what the,
spades cover Mike's. So, but Sexton still got the straight draws, the queen, and the straight draws are alive. Although, no, a king here would actually give Mizzi the full house. I think Sexton has to hit a queen only.
Give the man the straight.
Yeah.
Or an 8 maybe, or a 9. No.
Touchdown, no.
Mizzi's in great shape here. It's just the two queens.
6%.
Straight drop.
That's not very good. Yeah, 6.
Can definitely fade that.
Little gutter, straight drop.
Immediately.
Back to 200. With the difference that Mike still has almost 500 against
Hanging
the
around.
2
And
bunch from Feldman.
I don't want to belabor the point, Max, but as I said, Mizzi there, it's going to be quite bad for Mizzi if Feldman goes out in fourth, and Feldman is one of the lower stacks right now.
Did you hear they're coming out with a new round?
I don't know. I have this instinct that Sorel, Feldman's on his right. I just have this instinct, Max, that if Feldman raises a pot,
I don't mind.
Sorel is just well served to let him take on the other players. And just,
I was worried about
I don't
Mike,
know.
actually.
Yeah, but if he can take his chips, he prefers to do that. It's very iffy.
I think it's thin. Yeah, might be.
Safe 3 plus, safe 5.
Anyway, these Premier League heats always get dramatic because of the possibilities. Frankenberger, of course, just on cruise control right
Nobody complained in this heat, though. In the other one, everybody's
Close.
complaining.
now. Right.
It was more political. Yeah. What did Frankenberger raise? 30? What is Feldman doing?
Yeah, and
90?
Feldman's re-raised here. It has to. Does it have to be two kings?
Yeah, he's probably has 2 kings.
If it's not,
or ace of hearts. That's no, it doesn't. King,
ace. If it's not 2 kings, right? It is 2 kings. If it wasn't 2 kings, it's a bit worrying, right?
Call.
Wasn't expecting that. Certainly wasn't expecting that.
Check.
Is there any reason for Feldman not to bet here?
The only thing that he can check, if he thinks, then he's gonna bluff me on the turn.
Right. He has
But-
to be mentally committed on this flop. If he's up against the
Right.
jack, there's no way.
And it's like, I mean, is he gonna come really an ace to make me lose? So it's not bad for that reason.
But there is really no way that he can get the information that Frankenberger has a jack and get away from the hand. It's just, he has to get those chips in, right?
Pot.
190,000.
Well, which is okay for Frankenberger because
Of course
now
it is, but look at Feldman. If he folds here, he's made a big mistake,
made
right?
a big mistake.
He's
big,
not
big
going to fold. He's not going to fold. He's going to call. He'll act. He'll dwell.
I know how
He'll moan,
Yeah,
but
you
he's
know
not
him
going to
enough?
fold. You
You
want
give me 20 to 1?
20 to 1. No,
you like Jack 10, 9.
I'll give you 3 to 1. That's a pretty big price for the way he's acting.
3 to 1 is a big price. You're right.
Just jam free.
I won't take it for your own sake. I think he might even fold to prove himself that he's good.
He's not.
168.
What?
Oh, look at that! Free money! That's
Oh
how
my
stupid
goodness.
I am!
I'm either going to look like an absolute genius or the biggest donk.
The second one,
One
he
of the
said
two,
it, we
like,
didn't
in
say
that
it.
particular spot, I'm going to like...
I was on that boat yesterday and I came out to dunk.
It's one of the two there.
I don't know. Has Feldman decided?
It's such a weird spot for me on the flop.
What? What is he talking about?
I don't know.
Just don't know what...
Man, I'm glad these two people are going to be in the final.
I don't know.
Just go all in and just hope you haven't got it, I guess.
He's getting a flat 2 to 1.
I mean, I get
your
Our
opponent
just was very
flop.
like,
The very,
Three
the
of a
very,
kind.
the very simple point is that there's no way with the pot that big and him having that much chip that he can never find the information out. When he's re-raised pre-flop, he has to be committed on so many flops.
Also,
So many flops.
he's committed no matter what.
what can I tell
I
you?
would like him better if he folds, if he flop 6, 7, 8.
Right.
That's the spot that I understand folding.
Pair of fives.
Right.
I tell you right now.
That's huge.
I can tell you one thing, now Andy's gonna think even more that he's a good player, that he deserves like another 3 titles in the next 2 months.
How strong is Andy's hand right now?
It's okay. Nothing bad with that.
Mizzi's raised this up.
Call.
Call by Andy Frankenberger, small blind, and oh, Feldman's got kings. Well, this could get a lot of money in this pot right now. Re-raise from Feldman. All the way. And
Mizzi,
what
all
do you,
in.
yeah.
I guess I should pretend like I'm thinking here, but
What do you think about Mizzi's play?
some would probably say him.
He'll be quite sure he's up against a
I don't
higher
like
pair. He's got one suit.
That's the first bad play by Mizzi.
I folded a pretty nice looking hand.
Why
Not bad play. I'm sorry, I correct. I don't really like because he had so many chips. Now he's gonna be short again.
Yeah,
I know that Andrew was
I think
committed and all,
Mizzi's still got chips back.
yeah, 150, but
But
I don't like queens against someone that raise and someone that re-raise.
Two pairs.
Forget it.
Two pairs.
Just pass.
I have some of the
Ooh,
cards
deuce
I'm
though.
rooting for.
I say he should do it. He should call.
Yeah, that's 6 king. Oh yeah, 6. You always forget about the 6.
And yeah, as Sorel Mizzi quickly pointed out to Feldman, he can win with
King or 6-6.
king or 6.
Oh, or 6, not 6-6.
Wow, good game. Thanks, buddy.
But Andrew Feldman is going to be out in fourth, and
By the way, I did make a mistake by saying that Sorel was wrong to do that. I don't think it was the optimal play, but considering the fact that he gives himself 2 all-in shots plus extra money, now that I think about it and we got a little bit less excited, it wasn't that bad.
2 points will give Feldman 18. He's almost guaranteed a final table spot, but a lot depends on what happens now with the big points up for grabs and Sexton having that double up card still in play.
The last hand I got my chips in like as a 6-4 favourite, and unfortunately Sorel won again. But you know, I'm through to the final, so I'm happy, and I know Omaha's my weakest game, so it's an extra 2 points in the bag.
Welcome back to the Party Poker Premier League Mixed Game Championship from the Playboy Club in Mayfair. We'll be finding out who is the ultimate all-round poker player as our players battle it out in 3 different card games. Right now, it's the Omaha match for Group B. Let's get back to the table.
So many different factors and dynamics in play right now. This is when the Premier League format really starts to cook. Starts to get special. For Andy Frankenberger, he might not be the most experienced Omaha player here, but he's freewheeling. Nothing to lose with his double up card coming in the next and last heat and points in the bag. For Mike Sexton, though, double up card in play, he needs to make it count. And for a Sorel Mizzi, whose double up card was wasted in the first heat, third would be a disaster. Big points are in the top 2.
Call.
2 old hands like Sexton and Mizzi quite comfortable making the complex decisions, and Frankenberger quite capable of swinging.
Hear my name.
Sorel Mizzi, who was really down and out, he's made a nice comeback, and he's made several, I don't want to say questionable plays, but he's had a lot of marginal decisions.
Yeah, I
and
mean, he
he's come
played
through
great.
well.
I mean, overall, I think he played really
TV poker.
A-, which we are watching the cards and see that. There's nothing wrong with that. If Frankenberger checks this. All right, well, bad. I was just kidding.
Did you?
He had checked.
You check? Yeah, okay, sorry.
I did.
Raise. Bet 45,000.
Sexton will mark.
3 pass.
And Frankenberger,
No,
Frankenberger should bet this with the.
Ooh, this is sick if it comes a 6. 3 is a safe card, but I don't know who's going to take advantage of it.
Check.
I mean, right now Sexton's actually got
He's
nominally
actually
the best
ahead.
hand. Yeah.
And I don't think Frankenberger can bet again.
Because why? What does it look like Sexton has?
Check.
The thing, you can put the other person on the king, and then he's gonna be. I mean, he can put a lot of pressure. That's a good card for Andy, of course.
I mean, it felt like there was a lot of reasons for Frankenberger to bet again, because if he gets raised or called, he's going to be done with it anyway.
Yeah.
And, you know, just make that his last bet. Isn't that an argument as well?
It is. It is.
And,
Either
and
way.
because
either
he
way.
has no showdown value, there's even more of a reason
And he
to
can
it.
put more pressure on the person that actually has. Because you know Mike Sexton does not have a set.
Right. These are tricky spots, right? Oh, wow, that's a
bad bet.
big bet.
That's a bad bet.
190,000.
You're only gonna get called if you're beat.
I mean, is it such a big bet that Mike is starting to think?
No.
It's a weird bet because you wouldn't.
180.
You really wouldn't.
180.
It's not what Mike would expect him to be betting with a straight.
Well, this means you get a full house or nothing. I can beat nothing, but it might be nothing.
And there's a lot of is there a lot of strategic reasons to muck? I mean, first of all, for Sexton, laddering up is really important. I mean, second place here. Oh my gosh, he's called. Oh my gosh, he's called.
Wow.
Andy Frankenberger's going to show a straight and win, and Mike Sexton has no idea what's going on. He does not know what he just got hit with. It was a bet you can't explain, Max.
Yes, you're right.
It was a bet you cannot explain.
I look like a fool that I say, what is he betting? No, I mean, I like the $60,000 bet, but
Right.
but 180.
Because it's what they call just there is a name for that. It's an absurd thin value bet or something like that, right? Mike
a
Sexton.
face that tells you everything.
Certainly the trashiest hand I've played all day.
I can't imagine you can find a trashier one.
No, I
Can't imagine you can find a
literally,
trashier
you
one
can
than
check
that.
the tape. That is the trashiest hand I've played all day.
He's a guy, Andy Frankenberger. He's really burst onto the scene, but mostly on the WPT scene. He's had 3 WPT final tables in the last 14 months.
Sick.
Yeah, plus a WSOP bracelet and one.
No,
one yes,
really?
Which is quite. You know, it's tough making 3 WPT final tables in 1 year for sure.
Raise to 30,000. All in.
He's pushed, and Frankenberger. There is sort of the chance of this implied. Frankenberger's
Yeah,
called. It's kind of a
They should just
implied
call
implied
and check,
collusion.
check,
yeah,
check, check.
it's
No,
a small
it's
enough.
not. It's
Not
normal.
collusion, but I'm saying implied that
Yeah.
they'll just check it down.
Yeah,
because
it's
they
like-
gain so much by Sexton being knocked
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Call.
So for Mike Sexton, 180,000 or bust. He's guaranteed 6 points, and the ace is good for him. He is out-kicked, however.
He's a kick, but
I believe Sexton will need to catch a 4 or an 8. That's pretty much it, really.
Jack.
Check.
His kicker is always going to play. You
No,
have
but
to play 2
pairs
cards.
of Sorel, which I don't know why he's thinking about betting. Oh no, he's not. Okay, 5, nothing. Mike is out.
Frankenberger's got him out
Third
kicked.
place.
Mizzi's got 2 pair. And
He played quite well, but he made at least 2 major mistakes, and one he got actually rewarded for, and the other one he got really killed.
a truly great player, Mike Sexton.
Absolutely.
And the 6 points he gets will put him at 9 max, and he will have options, possibilities in the final. But for Sorel Mizzi, into this head up,
Quite amazing.
what a great result. I mean, he really has earned it.
You can't possibly. I'm like,
you were scared, though.
I was not scared. You should have been scared for yourself. More than,
Mike Sexton is out of the Omaha heat and coming into the pot limit hold'em, which is the last and final before the final table. What do you need to get in order to make it through?
Well, I think I got to come first or second. If I come in first, I'll go through for sure. And if I come in second, I'll go through, I think, only if Sorel Mizzi or Yevgeniy Timoshenko doesn't win. So there's 2 combinations I can go through to get to the final, and I know what I have to do, and I just have to go do it.
There's going to be a lot of permutations. A lot of permutations next time.
Or exactas if you bet horses.
Sure. I think think you're right. I think.
By the way, do you know the name of the horse that won one of the important Breeders' Cup name this year? Just to see how someone runs in the poker world.
It wasn't called Frankenberger, was it?
No. Hansen. I don't think it's Gus Hansen horse, but it's unbelievable that he runs good even with the horses.
120,000.
120,000 raise.
Yeah, Mizzi's made a min raise, Frankenberger's re-raise, and
it's a nice heads up.
Right.
But Mizzi might go all in this one. Because heads up queens and you have 400,000, you might get the itch.
Really? He's put 40 in. He should put 400 in with
I'm not
queens.
saying he should, but
it's got to be a bad play.
I don't think it's a good play. I think you might get the itch.
Is Queen
And plus,
10-3 a lot different?
Isn't he
than,
the only one?
What
that,
about?
All in?
He's got the itch.
Call.
Yeah, I got the itch.
He got the itch.
But you know, he's the only one that didn't give him a gift yet. It's not a gift, of course. It's a perfect coin flip.
It is.
You got a nice looking blocker.
Yeah, it's a pretty one.
It is, and maybe Mizzi's thinking that. I guess Mizzi's thinking that he needs to get himself a chance to.
A lot of threes.
Have
Make it
even
like
stacks.
unexpected, like the 10-3 deuce, and just hold. That'd be nice. 3.
Wow.
Mizzi called it. He said a lot of
Spades.
threes.
Yeah.
Backdoor straight draw.
3-3. It's almost over.
Wow.
94%.
Oh.
Oops, that opens up
A can of worms.
Baby sweat.
gigantic 20%.
Any spade.
Sweat.
That's not the except the ace of spades.
Any spade.
And the 10. Any spade with the ace of spades.
10. I think
should
it's a
do it.
full house for Mizzi.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Now they're back to even.
Nice hand.
Right, any spade. You're right.
First time that actually Mizzi has a chip lead in the whole tournament.
100,
That was amazing.
Now I'm so sick because I was gonna bet on him. If someone tell me who's gonna win this sit and go.
Look at Sorel, Mizzi, and
Boom,
as
look
you
at this
said,
graph.
And for Frankenberger, who's really had a great time, and you have to say he got those chips in a great spot.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not his
Still wearing
fault. I mean,
lemons.
he didn't play that bad.
You know, being a poker player and being a sportsman is a very vulnerable thing. You open yourself up, and that's part of the price you pay for all the money you get paid for being on TV. You'll never hear a football player, professional football player, complaining about getting criticized.
Yeah,
on
but the
TV.
thing is about, that's true, but the problem is that you don't see active football players that go and commentate on a game. We are active poker players that actually go and commentate and criticize other professionals, so that's why sometimes they get defensive, and you know, it's often an opinion. There is no right on some plays, but there is right some plays when someone is folding kings on the flop, and there is, you're committed that yes, or that he doesn't bet these 3 kings. Those are obvious huge mistakes.
Now Mizzi just called out of the big blind with these queens, and I guess
Picked up big.
He's flopped big, so normal continuation bet from Frankenberger. Does Mizzi check raise here, or does he call?
It definitely can, because these are the situations where you have a big pair and a good flush draw. You just decide just to call.
But I mean, check raising, they're not nut draws, so obviously he could be wrapped up. He doesn't really want to play a huge pot. Well, now he does. But
Yeah, but in heads up, it's different because it's hard that someone has to beat both sides.
Okay.
Now, if there is 6 players at the table, there is someone with the bombs, the other one has a huge draw. But with 2, it's hard because you have to play every 3-card hand, something that you don't do with 6 players at the table. So there was nothing wrong to check raise because it's hard to have Frankenberger having a higher flush draw and a higher pair. But it's okay also to call and let your opponent.
yeah, he's
but
played very, very cute on the turn here too, going after the value on the river. He's not going to like that card, Mizzi. Not going to like it at all.
Check.
He's checked thinking that inducing a bluff is going to be better than trying to get paid off here.
This case, He did it perfectly. He checks and
You don't think he's going for a check raise. This is just check
no,
to induce a bluff.
he's check calling.
He's going to call.
6-5 bet 110,000.
And the way Mizzi's played the hand,
Perfect.
he's severely underrepresented all the time. He has to call.
Got it.
He has to call. Has to call.
Did he say I got it?
Frankenberger
Or
said
did he
you
say
got it.
Ah, you
Frankenberger
got
said
it.
you
Yeah.
got it. This just shows the flush.
Thank you.
And here comes the Canadian.
It's got around 1.1 million now. Sorel Mizzi.
We're back after the break with more from the Premier League Mixed Game Championship. Welcome back. We're heads up here between Andy Frankenberger and Sorel Mizzi. Now let's head back down to your commentators, Max Pescatori and Jesse May.
Hand fold the button. I just wanted to show you that it is an option.
I have folded. Have I?
The button?
Once.
No.
I
You
think
didn't fold
once
the
I
button. Did you?
I think so. If I remember correctly. Like really.
You're talking
early.
like a tournament 5 years ago, or you're saying today?
I cannot fold this hand on the button. So I will make it 60.
Raise to 65.
And obviously, I
I
mean,
too cannot fold this hand.
I'm thinking that the fact that it's gone now 15-30, Frankenberger should be a little happier about
call.
that than Mizzi. You know, Mizzi would have. The bigger the blinds are, the more volatility there's going to be.
Yes,
I mean,
that's true.
so Frankenberger's really held his own here in my mind.
Ooh, look
And
at this flop. Uh-oh.
we got what you said. You said it. You asked for it. You wanted it. It's here, right?
Yes.
The wrap, the set, the all-in.
That's here is going to be very close to be all in because
This is a complete
it's a wrap, but it's the lower wrap. That's the only thing that might stop Mizzi by doing it. But
you think Mizzi is going to fold if
no,
he gets
no.
check raised?
Yeah, well, it depends. If he fully check raised,
And
no,
now,
I don't think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be raised and pot against by Mizzi, and they're gonna go all in, and it's gonna be fun because they have the same amount of chips too, pretty much.
and the biggest thing Mizzi has to worry about is getting the money all in against a bigger wrap, right? Because against a bigger wrap, he has very little equity at all.
But the good thing that for Mizzi that is running for that he still has 700,000 behind.
Right.
You're not committed, and if you think the other person is, but it's such a huge thing to have a full wrap like that.
If, say, Frankenberger did have something like 7, 8, 10, then Mizzi is in bad shape, right?
Yeah, the what?
Wow.
Yes, Sam.
That's good, huh?
I gotta ask him this.
That's good, right? That was good.
No, it wasn't.
That wasn't good.
No.
It looked cool, though. He looked really cool doing that.
I'm gonna ask him later.
He looked
what is
really
he thinking.
And Andy Frankenberger now takes the chip lead. Do you think it's been clear who has the edge here? I mean, Frankenberger's making a fairly good show of it, right?
Yeah, because I mean, Andy's still has a lot of experience. He has a lot of final tables. Every time he heads up, he wins. So
Right, there are no seconds.
Instead, every time Sorel heads up, loses.
That's a very good point.
See, this is a hand you can definitely fold. You don't have to get involved. Who cares if you lose your button? That Sorel is a good hand.
Yeah, both these guys.
How do you like a 4-3 flop? Now, if it comes a 4-3 and then don't go in, I'm leaving.
Don't threaten. Don't threaten. Anything can happen here.
It didn't happen, so it had to happen. It had to happen that way, so it would be tough. Here, Sorel randomly gonna come up betting.
Check.
No. Check. Woo!
That's made things interesting.
Wow.
That was a perfect card for Sorel, wasn't it? He went from having nothing to having nearly everything.
Yes.
That's 100,000.
I mean, if he called before we had a gut shot and a middle pair, he's gonna call now, right?
I'll tell you what.
I should have said that
I
before
didn't
I
even
even
see
commented.
the deuce. Now I see it. It's there. A deuce for the nuts.
A
Holy
deuce-
Toledo.
a
What
deuce
if,
for a lot
what
of-
if a 4 comes?
Yeah, but 4 is not gonna make that. Okay, it didn't happen.
Frankenberger was going to go bust if a 4 came because Mizzi
Now
made
Sorel
it.
is going. He might just check to try to get value or not go busted, because if he comes out with 200 and the other one is a straight, now he's even more sick. So
Check.
checks and Frankenberger with it to see what he's gonna do. If he goes 200, he'll call 100% of the time. If he goes less, he won't even think about it. Yeah, it's. I give you 50 to 1. The Sorel passes.
50 to 1.
There is not a chance.
50 to 1.
Okay, just lower to 40 since he.
Now he looked. Now
30,
he sat
30.
back.
It's going 10 to 1.
You're like the stock market on Black
No,
Friday.
there is not a chance that he's folding this. The point is, how can he has king queen?
Well, there's king queen, there's 7-9, and there's 9 queen.
Okay, but how can he has king queen? Which is the nuts. Frankenberger didn't bet the flop, so that means that he does not have wraps. He cannot have 7-9. Calls. See
It's a
what
good
I mean?
call.
I mean, it's a good call, no doubt, but he cannot have 7-9, what we were thinking, because if not, he'll bet. He does continuation probably with 7-9.
Well,
then what is he gonna go? For a jack, in that case, with a flush draw?
Mizzi takes the pot. Good call, but Max,
Good
the
call,
only
good
thing
call.
for certain is that you and I are terrible bookmakers.
What? I was right, I gave you 50 to 1.
And he's taking
I
the
was
chip lead
that
again.
sure.
It's a nice. It was a big pot, and it was an important pot. And for Mizzi, it's also the way he's gotten his chips both times in this is the 2 big bluffs he's induced on the river. That's been his bread and butter. Those are the 2 biggest pots he's won, Max. He has not won the pots. by getting money in early.
Raise to 60,000. Call. Check.
We've got action here. We've got a straight flush draw. Oh my gosh! And Frankenberger flopped the joint. Now that's been a.
Yeah, but it's pot 120, it's a pair.
Well, I mean,
certainly Mizzi is not gonna fold. That's for sure. So because you bet only 60, probably. That's a classical half pot bet.
So you think Mizzi is either going to call one time,
Yeah.
or check raise with the intention?
No,
to
no,
fold?
he's been doing that, just calling.
Right.
Kind of.
But a 6 of clubs would certainly hasten the finish here.
King is actually a bad card for Mizzi because he give him even the thought that he might have something. How bad would be 5 on the river?
Or king for Frankenberger.
5 would be amazingly bad because it will give 5s full to kings against 7s full of 5s.
Correct.
Which, of course, there is 1 5 left. So it's improbable.
And the real question is, how should Mizzi view this bet? I mean, first of all, is it possible that Frankenberger is for the first time deciding to double barrel bluff? Or is that very unlikely?
The point is that here you don't need to borrow. I mean, you can put the other person actually on something and you still have a okay outs because you don't put him on a full house and you might have a flush or a straight with a 6. A king will actually do it. And very difficult.
This is already, Sorel's given us
it's
a
a
lot
cooler.
of,
I mean,
cooler so far. Now, Sorel's got outs. A king,
yeah, but not too many.
a king and a 6 of clubs.
Yes, a 5 will destroy him.
5 will destroy him. It's going to be tough for him to pass a flush on the river as well.
Depends how much you bet. Nothing. Okay. Actually, give him kings and 9s.
I mean, I just wonder if...
With a block. Wow. I don't know.
I wonder if part of Sorel's line of thinking is that Frankenberger could possibly be bluffing here. It would be the first time he's done this full 3-street bluff, but I'm sure Mizzi feels like he's capable of it.
Pot.
480.
He does.
He bombed it.
Bombs away.
Yeah.
That's such a sick
Hard for you to
spot.
be full here.
As much as easy that it sounds like he should fold,
Really hard.
He's got him. He's got him. He's got you, Sorel. Just like he got Mike, Ben Carpenter, Andrew Feldman.
Wow. Maybe he has secret
All of them.
powers.
He's got him.
Does he have secret powers?
He's bombed him. I mean, and this is the whole thing. It would be the very first time the Frankenbergers made a 3-barrel bluff, and Mizzi obviously, for some reason or another, felt like it was coming. That's why he called on the turn, Max. He had to think it was possible that Frankenberger was bluffing sometimes.
Okay,
He really thinks he is.
I've seen you bet worse. That big. It's hard for you to have a straight. It's hard for you to have a full house.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Definitely have a 7. Would you bet it that big?
You say you definitely have a 7, but why you have it that big?
This is for everything. And he can fold here, Mizzi, and still have about 700K.
That's the thing.
I notice there's no 20-to-1 coming from you anymore, though.
No, because...
He's gone! He's
wow,
gone!
wow.
It's really hard to have.
Wow!
It's really hard to have.
Andy
This,
Frankenberger!
This.
He's destroyed everybody, Max! He bombed them all!
He did.
He bombed them all!
Bombs away. I'm gonna gift him something, by the way. I'm gonna go there and give him £5 and then tell him, listen, this is my gift. I won't give it to you when we play the finals, so, you know.
Call him Frankensteinberger. He's scared everybody out of here.
Wow.
He is absolutely, he tore them up. You can't say, he's gotten paid off by everybody.
He's got paid off by everybody.
He put the hoodoo on them. He put the voodoo on them.
Yeah, he did. It's almost done, but not really. I mean, you can definitely come back from this kind of 229. I mean, 230 to 1 million, 0.5. You can double up 2 times and you'll be still in. So
Ace to 9.
I mean, I guess the key
Sure,
is
it's hard.
not to panic. You know, pot limit. You've got 8 big blinds.
Heck,
But
here we
got
got
it
the
all
all-in. We got it all in. We don't know the cards yet because they were faster than
Hold up one time.
a speeding bullet to
To
go
be
all
fair, I mean, with Jack 9-8, Mizzi can.
in. Wow, what a hand!
Let me win some.
Oh, and he's up against the 9-10 Queen King, which is a huge hand.
Feels like it's coming really low. Like 3, 4, 7 type of thing. That's what it feels like.
I mean, he deserved
It's
it.
gonna be low, but it's gonna be a
Yeah.
lot of clubs.
Nothing to say against Andy. I mean, he played his cards right.
The
and-
incredible thing is,
And you didn't expect to lose this
very,
one.
Very good
No.
call for you.
and an 8 obviously is the obvious card for Mizzi, but
so
the
used to
incredible thing
counting,
about
yeah.
Frankenberger, and as we said, he's not guaranteed yet to be in the final. I don't
No,
think.
he's not. But
And he hasn't used
but
his
I like
card
his
yet.
chances.
I like his chances.
No fun.
He has not used his card yet. Mizzi's down to 2 outs.
and here we have the river, and he's the winner. Andy Frankenberger
Yeah, man.
takes down the event.
For Sorel, Mizzi's probably a little disappointed now, but he's accomplished a good mission tonight. But for Frankenberger, solid
Still on for dinner?
a second
Yeah.
and a first, 14
have to pay
points,
another one?
Max. That's going to put him in a very good spot.
talk.
Let's have a look
Maybe
at
we'll
how
play some,
Group
I'll
B
teach you back
is
in.
playing out right now.
Yeah.
Andrew Feldman, leading this charge with 18 points. Andy Frankenberger on 14, but with his double-up card in hand. Mike Sexton on 9, Sorel on 8, Ben Carpenter on 4, and Yevgeniy Timoshenko only 1 point, but a double-up card to play.
Congratulations on your win, Andrew. That must feel really good going into the final heat.
Yeah, it does. My point score with the double left, definitely feeling good right now.
So it's Andy Frankenberger who takes all 8 points. Join us next time as Group A play their final league match in Pot Limit Hold'em, and we'll be seeing who makes the final table.
Feel the power.
When I'm about to do something, I think, is this stupid? And if the answer is yes, I'm not going to do it.
Idiots. You're criticizing my play. You never won anything.
How can you take it personally?
It's starting. I can feel it.
You know you have one thing that you're better than me?
I tell the truth.
You're taller. I think you're a donk.
I just wanted to get out of here. I was like, this is like my family.